Hello, YouTubers. Um, Pay no attention to the really great graphic arts in front of you, but I'm working from home today because I'm creating floating shells. And unlike most of the videos you find on YouTube, these floating shells will have lights. So the lights will be countersunk into the top of the shelf. You will not be able to see it from eye level or below, but they will have a dimmer, so you can dim the lights or raise them up. And then if you place something on the shelf, then it will highlight that whatever it is. And I'm going to do 4 again. So floating shells with lights. And again, I apologize. I don't want to embarrass anybody with my great graphic art design, but here we go. So basically, the hidden shelf is just a hollow box, okay? And it's going to be 3 foot wide. It's going to be 12 inches deep and 3 1/8 inch thick or tall. The reason why I decided to build these is the fact that if you try to find anything online that's 12 inches wide, a floating shelf, you get into the $150, $200 range per shelf. I'm building 4 shelves, so that would be quite a bit of money. But based on even the wood, as expensive as it is, and the lights, I'm going to do these 4 shelves for about $50 a piece. So that's the reason why I'm building these. Again, it's just a hollow box, and that hollow box will actually slide on to this support made from a 2x3, which will be screwed into the studs in the wall, and then it will have, in order to get the 12 inches wide, it'll have supports in 3 separate locations to support this shelf. So we just slide the hollow box on there. The other reason why you have an open space here, that's going to be for the electronics for the light. So that is what we're working on today. And let me get set up, and I'll get the camera on us, and we'll start to work. Okay, so now I'm going to take the main piece and the 3 legs for the support, and I'm going to connect them with screws and glue. And in order to get the maximum amount of strength out of my screw, I'm going to countersink 2 holes. So I'm going to countersink 2 holes in order so I can get, because I bought 3 1/8 inch screw, and that should do it. But just to make sure, I'm going to countersink to about right there. And then once I get the 6 holes screwed, I'm going to glue these up and screw the screws in. And so that should be pretty close to what I want to do. When I get into the house to set these floating shells, I'll do the exact same thing. I'll locate where the stud falls. The studs, like I said, I'd like to have 2 studs, and then I'll countersink that in the house, so I'll know exactly where the screws are. So that's what we're getting ready to do. Boom. Okay, so what I've done is, of course, all 3 or 4 of the support pieces were made. Now I've got this basically like a sandwich. So I've got 1 by 12 on the bottom, 1 by 12 on the top. These are both 3 foot long. And then in the middle, I've got the support that these 2 pieces, once connected, will slide over. Now I've also got a piece of a very thin aluminum flashing in there in order to make sure that when I take this measurement, I'll have just enough extra so it won't be that tight of a squeeze. It'll be tight, but it won't be super tight. So that's what I'm getting ready to do right now. Okay, so I'm building 4 floating shelves, and if you'll see, it's basically a shell, and this is what we're going to attach to the wall. We're going to attach the electrical components to it, run the wire out through a drilled hole, probably somewhere about right here. And then once we get the wires attached, we'll put the floating shelf on, and you'll not be able to figure out where the power's coming from because everything will be hidden. Once we make these shells, and of course we're going to have to sand and sand and sand and anyway, and paint. But I'm also setting a light in the center of all 4. Now these lights, you will not be able to see where the power comes from because again, all that will be hidden. So you'll have a dimmer switch and all these lights will be on the dimmer switch, and it'll be like magic. Yeah, magic. Hey, just a continuation of this current project. It's going to be a good one. It's taking me a little longer than normal because of all the different components. But what I'm working on today is that I made the 4 floating shells, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing in order to inset the lights in the shelf. So I'll show you the 4 different stages that I'm going through. The first one, a little rough, but once I get it sanded out and get the light set. So I'll go to that. One of the things I'm having to do with these lights, now these were made specifically canvas lights to go up into a ceiling, cut the hole, and these things clip down to hold the light down, and then this clips to a little junction board that they have. But these were made for, again, ceilings. So I've had to modify them. I've actually cut this part off here with a rotary tool and cut this part off here with a rotary tool, and that's how I got them flat. So FYI. So the first step is finding the center, and then the inner circle is I'll cut out the outer circle. The outer ring there will be the lip that the light sits on, and I'm trying to make this flush. So that's the first step. Second step is I use a Forstner bit, and I drill like a little flower, drill out. Then the next thing I've done is I'm going to go through here and cut out everything in the center in order to place the light, and then drop this center line, drop it down to make a lip for the light. And then the final stage, this was my first run, and as you can see, I got some boo-boos here, but all those will be gone once I completely sand and finish this. So, and it is flush with the, so if you're looking at the shells from eye level, you will not be able to see the light until the light's turned on. So that'd be a very nice feature, and that's what I'm doing today. The quote for this video is by Francis Bacon, and he says, "The mold of a man's fortune is in his hands." So I don't know if you're able to see that line right there. That's the first shelf, and then the second shelf is right above it. I'm sure you can't see those lights. But anyway, so what I did was I set the height of the shelves on this side here first, then used a laser to make sure they were level and in sync with the two shelves on this side. Okay, so the last time I was here, one of the things I've got to do is extend the outlet box into this cabinet. So I'll show you. All right, back of the cabinet. The outlet box to the back of the cabinet, so that way they can access the electrical outlet on the inside of the cabinet. So that's one thing. Two, up here, I've been running wiring for the lights that I'm putting in the floating shelves. I think this is magic. Hello, YouTubers. Now I'm finishing. Here is the completed version of the floating shelves with lights. I'm gonna get an angle up here so you can see the lights inside here. They slid on, I connected the lights, and let's see what happens. Ooh, just like magic.
Just like magic.
Hey, thank you for watching, and God bless.